Game on in the best of 3 series. Welcome back to a little bit more Heroes of the Storm. Division 6 today. So we are once again at the bottom of the food chain when it comes to Heroes of the Storm. Yeah, Division S starts soon, but there's still a couple of days until the Premier Division of HeroesLounge continues. And until then, we're going to look towards the amateur scene. And on the left side now, protect your Nexus with Khaldor on Lucio. Ragnaros played by Lacto, Mechias on Johanna, Gamna on Vala, and Andraxus on Kelthas. Whereas on the right side, we have Soft Eyes on Mal'Ganis for Team Pferdicus, Rörsi on Malfurion, Iklaj on Falstad, Mano on Tyrael, and Soikotea on Asmodan. Yeah, Asmodan is a little bit back. I mean, Blizzard kind of ruined the hero completely after they put in those experience globes that nobody asked for and that nobody wanted. And after a lot of people started to point out, listen, you ruin multiple heroes here that are completely unplayable right now. Maybe you should play your own game the next time before you make a massive change so that you know what's going on with that. They started to backpedal a little bit. And now, since you get the experience for for minions that you kill automatically again, heroes like Asmodan are back to business. Now, obviously, they're not really played a whole lot, but at least in the Division 7 or 6 lineup, we see the hero occasionally, and that's exactly what happens here. There's really a little bit of a weird setup, though, because topside we now also have baby Ragnaros at this point. And Ragnaros was actually played back in the days in HGC a few times too. And on this map, one of the reasons why you would play Ragnaros is actually a combo with a Nazebo. Nazebo's power spike on level 20 was something that everybody always acknowledged. If you get the hero to 20, he's absolutely amazing. But every time that an HGC player actually tried to play Nazebo, they got just absolutely ruffle stomped in the early game and had never a chance to bring him to a proper Wild Infection setup. So what some players started doing is pairing Nazebo with Ragnaros and then using Ragnaros. What is he doing? Runs around Tyrael so that Tyrael gets hit after hit over. Also an interesting setup. It worked. It reduced his hit points as expected. Yeah, but as I was saying, Ragnaros would then use this trait and just prolong the game by defending every single objective that the opponent took, so every single Punisher that was taken, with the Molten Core. And that alone actually then helped them to bring the game to 20 and get Nazebo's power spike in. So it was actually pretty cool from a thought perspective at least. So yeah. But in this game, I'm not quite sure if that's going to be the plan. They don't really have a hero that needs to scale that heavily into the late game. They got Lucio though, so he's going to try and lull around a little bit. Talking about lulling around, the bird already lulling around a little bit here, and he did not see Vala coming.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Winston goes down immediately, and yeah, that didn't turn out well. He just saw Kelthas and was like, okay, this is going to be amazing. But as it turns out, there was a little bit more that he needed to deal with. So the bird is down, the camp is about to be taken, and in we go. There's another team fight actually, though, because the red team doesn't want to give this up this easily. Falstad flies back in and tries to join the fun here. This is, by the way, something that generally speaking you shouldn't do. There are exceptions, obviously, but just so you know, if you're playing in a lower league, don't use the fly ability, or the burrow and Dehaka for that matter, to come back from the Nexus onto the lane. Unless there is a mass... What is he doing, by the way? A little bit of an AFK faker here. Unless you are missing out on a huge chunk of experience, if you don't do it, you don't really want to use your global, because your global is supposed to be used so that you can put pressure onto the opponent by, for example, soaking a lane while they already have to rotate to an objective, or by rotating to an opposite lane very quickly after the objective. And this is something that you can't do if you just simply use it as a tool to get back on lane after your Hearthstone. The benefit that you get from that is usually non-existent. And yeah, you should definitely be using that very rarely in order to make a play like this. So just a little bit of a general thing. So Khaldor at this point also pretty low. I mean, he's just trying to rush around here and Lucio. The rest of the team is already looking straight on towards the shrine, and they have a massive lead right now. Team Pferdicus is doing pretty well with this. And yeah, there comes Ragnaros. So if you use, of course, Molten Core at that point in time, it means you can't use it for the defense when your opponent takes the Punisher. So you're pretty much banking all your hopes in actually taking this. So from the perspective of the blue team, I actually think this is a huge mistake. They were heavily behind already, and if they don't think that they can grab this, they should wait with Ragnaros' trade and use it when the Punisher attacks. So right now, they already burned one of their best tools for defense, in hopes to grab the Punisher, but that's not happening, as you can already tell. 39 stacks for the red team, and they're going to claim another one in just a second. And now the trade isn't available to them. Also another big hit coming. Mal'Ganis is down, gets immediately dropped here. 3 kills against 0 now for the blue team. But again, someone triggers the jump of the Punisher. I feel these days, I have to apologize every single time I go over that mechanic, but since it just keeps happening, I have to explain it again. When the Punisher approaches the gate, never keep yourself in front of the gate. Always rotate away from it, outside of vision. Move into this area here behind the gate, attack the Punisher once it's there with a ranged attack on ability. The Punisher therefore gets granted vision of you, jumps over. The jump is an ability that is on a cooldown, and then you can easily defend here. If you don't do that, Punisher attacks from the front of the wall. If your opponent is smart, they're going to push with the Punisher, and you're going to lose a lot more, probably even the fort if they play their cards right. So heavily important, and I really apologize that I go over this in nearly every single game in Division 6 and 7 that we play on this map, but they always screw it up, so I feel people have still not gotten the memo here. So yeah, apologies for that. I feel at this point we really have to cheer if someone is actually able to finally make a proper play here. But how objectives work is important. And yeah, this is actually one of the best examples where I always say that Blizzard does a piss poor job explaining people how to play the game. And mini tutorials that are 20 or 30 seconds long should be somewhere in the client itself that just show people how to play maps, how the objectives on those maps work. Because as you can tell, even 5 years after the game was released, people are still clueless about the most basic mechanics when it comes to objectives. So yeah. Again, apologies, but I hope that a few people will pick it up for their own rotations and their own games in the future. As it stands with the level lead, we have the blue team, Protector Nexus, heavily ahead. They also have level 10 abilities now. And it's Lava Wave! Alright, macro attempt. Macro attempt from the blue team. I really want to see how they use this. If you're trying to force team fights and then use the Lava Wave on a competitive level, even in Division 6, you should not get any value. But if you're trying to activate that through objectives, that is a total different matter. Lacto, for example, could now wait for the objective at the top to spawn, the red team to rotate up, and then use the Lava Wave at the bottom of the map. Ideally, with this camp taken later, so that they might even be able to get the camp pressure through it. But of course, right now, since they have level 10, the idea is to get the camp early, try and push through with the camp, which is also totally fine. But for the later stage of the game... Oh! The meme is real! We have Judgment and we have Hinterland Blast, the old school sniper combo. The only thing that's missing here is Nova with the Precision Strike. Falstad, of course, screws it up immediately, because the Hinterland Blast got actually interrupted. Sorry, the Judgment got interrupted. So, yeah, you can't even say that he screwed it up. It was just like an unfortunate interrupt of Judgment. But the idea is definitely there, and that's something you have to appreciate. Going straight into the good old shock and awe setup. Again, only Nova is missing with her Precision Strike. That would just be a little bit to ask for here, I guess. But yeah, that is actually pretty awesome. So yeah, let's see if Ragnaros is able to use his ult properly. He should actually do it now. Yeah, look at my boy. There we go. As much as I meme that talent, you can, if you use it properly, still get some macro advantage over your opponent. And honestly, in Division 6 and 7, I think with the Ragnaros that uses the Lava Wave properly, you get probably more than using Sulfuras there. So yeah, that I gotta admit for sure. So they get some experience through the bot lane. They have now also the lane still pushing, which is great for them. But they're still in need for a kill, and they get it against Mal'Ganis again. Mal'Ganis isolated, gets taken down, and that's him already getting ripped apart here. At the same time now, though, another setup. Could condemn into a Flame Strike. A little bit of synergy here. Not quite sure if that is actually intentional or not, but it's great. The outside poke from Azmodan, who of course still needs a little bit of stacking. I gotta admit, I haven't really paid a lot of attention to Azmodan in the early game, but he already has 144 stacks. Could definitely have more, but it's not as bad as we've oftentimes witnessed Azmodan players stack in these lower leagues. So I assume that this was actually a pretty solid setup where they were trying to help him out a little bit with other heroes. Falls dead with an immediate fly-in, apparently trying to go a little bit for a bribe setup. Okay, gets the camp here. They lost the Punisher at the top though. And once again, there's the jump. This time a little bit better. The problem is that Tyrael gets caught off guard. Tries to get some explosion damage through and is at least able to take some of the minions down, but that's all there's to it. Asmodan is now sitting at 174 stacks, has also the Black Pool available. Tide of Sin, AK. And the 13 air talents are through for the blue team. When it comes to push behind the fort, they're looking for another kill. There's the sound barriers. They're trying to go for the fort, and they actually take it. Talking forts, the bird at the bot lane is going absolutely ham on this one. Melganis has fallen at the top side, but the bird is definitely going for some action here. Still waiting for the barrel roll, but we haven't seen that. Instead, we are seeing now Malfurion die too, so the top lane is not looking good at all. They're absolutely crushing that one. Yeah, there's another lava wave attempt, this time through the middle of the map. Quest is completed for Asmodan, so that is going to give him a little bit more power. But yeah, from a talent perspective, I gotta admit that this is not as bad as it could have been. I'm still a little bit flabbergasted as to why Kalthas isn't picking anything. Because he's obviously waiting to make a choice to go either into Pyroblast or into Phoenix. And I mean, usually the question to that is always, go Phoenix, please. But what exactly is he waiting for? I mean, he's not waiting to see if Malfurion picks Ice Block or not, I can tell you that much. But yeah, he seems to be a little bit on the fence here. Maybe it's going to be a surprise. But for now, yeah, there it is. He had the idea to fly away, but the idea came too late. No! Oh, halfway through he actually realized, shit, I could just fly away from it, and it's like, fuck! Yeah, but that's one of those things where you're just like, oh damn, if I would have remembered a bit earlier, this might have gone so much better for me. But yeah, fort is down at the bottom of the map. That's 2 forts now eliminated on the red team side. They're 3 levels behind, and also behind by 8 kills. So yeah, not working out so far for them. Yeah, Vala still with the frost shot here on level 16. Nothing wrong with that. I question the arrow build a little bit by Gamna, because this is a map where multi-shot build in general just excels to an insane extent. They have a lot of AoE, so you can make a strong argument for Vala not really needing to go into a multi-shot because they have that AoE through other heroes like Kalthas, like Johanna, and also Ragnaros. But if you really want to dominate the objective, then going into multi-shot would obviously do a little bit more for you too. The choice on level 13 for Kalthas is a little bit strange, honestly. Normally we are seeing Pyromaniac here for the cooldown reduction, especially if you're going into a more Flamestrike focused build. So this is looking a little bit like he might go into some weird hybrid shit. But Kalthas delaying a lot of his talents here seems to me more and more like he's actually reading up on what exactly they're doing. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there. But yeah, time will tell. Johanna, by the way, another hero that hasn't taken a level 16 talent yet. So maybe she's also doing some light reading at this point. Kana nearly dying to the camp top side, but survives. Would have been priceless if there's like an Asmodan globe all of a sudden coming in, taking her down. Just a bit of a blind one. But that's not happening anytime soon. Bill and Falset also, he's going actually into a bit of auto attack style now. Hammer gains on level 4, now adding the level 13 Giant Killer. But at least Boomerang is in, so that was important. And there we go, Ignite is taken. So yeah, Kalthas definitely with a build that doesn't really make all that much sense. It's a little bit all over the place. If you want to go into a full-on Living Bomb build, then you might want to adjust your level 7 talent too. But yeah, on this level you can get away a little bit more with Living Bomb style, but generally, of course, the recommendation would still be to go into Flamestrike instead. I'm still waiting for a nice execution of Judgment and Hinterland Blast, to be honest with you. There's at least a good Hinterland Blast, but it doesn't really do anything because, well, he's the only one to really attack the other side. And Melganis, he's going full Resident Sleeper the entire time. Goes into every single fight, quickly says bye-bye, and then dies before anything else happens. So, big problem here for him. Another quick kill as Tyrael is actually going down. Well, the explosion value is also pretty limited, so they didn't have level 16 talents, so they might have, in theory, been better off to just wait for 16 and then defend with that. But as it happens, not really the case. Losing a lot of experience at the bottom of the map now too. And that's not really too great just yet. Again, it is a little bit unfortunate from their perspective. You should never attack into an opponent that has level 16 if you don't have the talent yet. So they made that move, and again, always make sure that you don't fight at a disadvantage rather than wait and defend against it. Now Falstad goes down too. He obviously went way too deep. Over here they at least have some extra time to try and take care of the Punisher. But as you can tell, with only the tank and also the support available, not really a lot of pressure to take him down. Azmodan is doing fairly well on the stacking progress. He's also the top damage for the team, but he's only sitting at 27,000. We're having 28 and 34 for Kalthas and for Vala. Ragnaros is already in, goes straight in for his trade, and with the Molten Core they're trying to pressure through the keep. And they're doing some serious damage there. Obviously, thanks to also the lava wave, the siege damage on the side of Ragnaros is absolutely nuts. He's at 140,000, eclipsing Azmodan by 40k, which is pretty crazy to begin with. And now they have level 20 about to drop into their hands, so another 3-level lead for them. Falstad with another... okay. I mean, if that works, then he's the boss, I guess, but that was a little bit forced, to be honest with you. But he tried to fly into a position to get a good Hinder Blast through against Vala and get the kill here. As you can tell, that didn't work out. Could be a perfect game for the blue team, by the way. 12 kills against 0 right now. But yeah, I mean, he tried. There's a level 20 talents. There's a lot of reading involved again. Lava Surge has been taken. The rest of the team isn't quite sure yet what to do. Especially, of course, Kalthas. Who's just sitting there, chilling a little bit, and is like, nah, so what does this do? I can upgrade my Pyroblast. Interesting, tell me more. Vala also a bit hesitant of what she wants to take here. Again, baby, Farfly Quiver is usually the tool to go for. Even if you don't go for Manticore, the extra safety is quite important. But I have the slight feeling that we're going to see something more on the damage side for her, considering how this has been going so far. The blue team has been pretty dominant up through this game. But yeah, where's my Kalthas? Traditionally, you would go for Flamethrower here, the extra range. That would be the traditional style. But he is still waiting. He's still reading. He's a slow reader. He's a very slow reader, as you can tell. I think it was pretty obvious throughout the entire game. Oh, Azmodan is dead again. Yeah, they get caught pretty heavily by these moves. And it's not really painting a good picture for the red team's comeback chances. Now they need, of course, to try and soak level 20 before the next objective spawns. But yeah, yes, there we go. Storm of Vengeance, told you. Gotta love that. Yeah, no Farfly Quiver for her, but yeah. And we have Flamethrower! Look at that! I didn't think it possible. A round of applause for Kalthas. Nicely done. Great talent choice. Good job, my friend. Good job. So yeah, Kalthas picks a normal talent at level 20. Gotta appreciate that. And can now continue from here on out. Has, by the way, also a lot of stacks on his level 1. I think we should call that out too. 54 stacks for the Mana Addict provides him with a pretty serious shield that he can use in these cases. The damage output, he's still battling with Vala for the #1 spot. Mal'Ganis is going down again. A little bit of damage from Azmodan as he's chipping in too. But there's another kill. The double front line, yeah, they're not really surviving here, are they now? So that's an issue. Also the hero damage on Mal'Ganis, I mean, he's on 9,000. Malfurion has 20, just to give you a little bit of a benchmark here. 18,000 for Tyrael, and this looks very much like with 15 kills to 0, like we might even see the game end here. So they're trying to bust through the top lane right now. The keep has absolutely no chance, and this should honestly be game. At least when they take the shrine. I'm not quite sure if they just go for it now. They have a 5 versus 3 setup. There's already another lava wave straight through the middle, but they're trying to go for the core here. In the back though, there's an attack against Kalthas. He needs to be careful, doesn't want to die here. They have to be careful. This is a perfect game if they don't lose a hero. But there's a shield. Oh, and a sound barrier on top of it. Gets a little bit more damage against Falstad, and the bird is down again. Falstad is just getting plucked all day long in this game. They still go for the core. Nobody wants to be the one to die. There's the judgment. They go for Johanna. And can she survive? Yes, she can. Oh god, what a setup again. But Asmodan is getting the shots in, one after another, and he has his level 20 now as well, which gives him quite damage output. Okay, a little bit of living bomb spreading, but not enough. And even more damage coming. No, 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 no! Run away! No, don't run with it! Okay, at least he changed direction. Yeah, this is probably one of the more infuriating mistakes that you see on the lower levels when Lava Wave is being played, no matter if it's a quick match or whatnot, that people run with the Lava Wave in an attempt to escape, which obviously makes matters even worse. It is, tilting. Tilting to say the least, I can tell you that much. But they fight for the top now, and it's 16 against 0, and I am not 100% certain what the red team is doing. They need to rotate topside. I mean, guys, I don't want to be mean here, but Falstad needs to fly top. He should have his global up, but you guys just giving this up without a fight is pretty much you just, yeah, yielding the game. I mean, this is a forfeit. The Punisher through the top lane, 20 minutes in, is gonna hurt because there's no keep left anymore. Taking all the camps on the map is kind of nice and looks good, but it doesn't really do anything for the defense here. There's obviously still the play to bait the Punisher straight into the middle towards the mid keep, but this one is gonna fall pretty quickly too. And since you have only 68% on the core, you can guess how that's going. I mean, you're trading pretty much a fort for your core here. So there's the setup. Big jump already from the Punisher. He wants to have a piece of the action here as well. Comes straight in for some power plays, but not looking good so far. Melganis comes in and is about to die. There's a Hinterland Blast at least. What did Falstad actually take? Yeah, Nexus Frenzy! All the damage, baby. And he went for Angel of Justice. It gets better and better. Alright, 68%. Shield is already falling. 16 kills to 0. There we go. Is it going to be the first perfect game? They could make that happen. Perfect game for now. 17 kills to 0. And I guess it's a perfect game from them. Playing is absolutely fantastic. Need to be a little bit careful though. Blue team needs to be cautious. You don't want to be the one to die here now. Ragnaros? Can he survive?
Nope.
Goes down as the core falls, denies the perfect game, and this is it, the 1-0 lead for Protect Your Nexus. Game number 2, Protect Your Nexus, baby. Yeah, they kind of rocked in the last game, and Team Ferdicus had a bit of a problem there. Now we're heading into the second map, Dragonshire, and look at that. The last piece of the puzzle has finally joined us. I was talking about Nova in game number 1. She was missing there for the ultimate snipe combo. This time we're lacking Tyrael and Falstad, but we have Nova. Alright, let's see what she can do here. First of all, we have on the left side, Skylar on Ana, Lacto on Sonya, Mechias on Garrosh. We have Gamna on Greymane and Andraxus on Kel'Thas. And over to the right side, currently Soft Eyes on Liming, Mano on Johanna, Eklash on Rexa, Urzi on Rega, and Soikotea is playing Nova. Player killer number 1, baby. Also, since we have still Kel'Thas in the play here, after he played it already once, I hope that the talents are by now a bit more familiar, so that he doesn't have to read through them again. Also, a bit curious to see what we're having for Rexa on level 4, since on the lower leagues you still sometimes see Animal Husbandry, which is always kind of fun. It's a little bit of a meme, obviously, but it's kind of fun too. Mage versus Mage down at the bottom of the map. And yeah, let's see what's happening topside. That's Sonya against the Rexa. In the middle of the map is where our 3-man is currently positioning itself. We have Rega for the red team. Great hero for the map. Any map that has a lot of mercenary camps, Rega is usually quite good at because he helps a lot with the extra DPS that he provides. First of all himself, and then also with his lightning shield, so that he can take those camps a little bit more reliably. A little bit faster as well, and if need be, he can take them solo in a timely manner too. So that definitely helps on top of that. But on this one, they could definitely do that. That's why a lot of the focus is oftentimes at the bottom of the map, because you have access to 3 camps in total. And Draxus here, a little bit slowed and heavily attacked. They can't get the kill. He's incredibly low already. Greymane, by the way, is in a very similar spot than Rega in these matters. A little bit better, obviously, but still, he has that camp clear, so the teams should actually focus on them quite a bit. And that's exactly what we're also now seeing from Greymane, as he already moved over to the top left to take the night camp. And it's Li Ming who takes the camp down here. That should be Rhaegar's job, to be absolutely honest, if you already want to split a hero off. Li Ming is taking a little bit longer for that, for sure. Here we go. Gamna is in. Skylore is also starting to jump through. And the first shrines are being taken. But with a camp, now you want to push top lane. If you have a camp, again, don't just rush into the middle. They want... Yeah, there it is. Told you. I told you. Animal husbandry on level 4. The meme dream is real. Greymane is top side. He's going to take that. That's a kill. Bam! Sonya down. That's the first blood right there. But Greymane has taken the top side, denies the Dragon Knight. But they should have pushed with this, seriously. You want to push with that camp. That camp is gold. It's absolutely gold. You just need to push through with it, get some value there. They didn't need everybody in the middle. They could have focused onto the top shrine a little bit earlier and then just empowered that push even more. Because now what happens instead is that Greymane needs to bail out. There's a couple of heroes defending. Obviously, some resources used at the top of the map. 3 heroes in total, which opens up more wiggle room at the bottom. But so far, that hasn't been exploited. So they didn't really do anything with that yet. Garage is this time the one reading the talents. Indomitable, my friend. Indomitable. There's one level 4 talent. Yeah, there we go. Nicely done. Okay. Li Ming also with the adjustment on level 4 with the Triumphal Raid. I mean, the only thing that we want from her is to make sure that she does not go into a full-on ore build. That's the only thing that we demand. But level 4 talent adjustment is definitely okay. Nova goes down. Player killer number 1 gets already killed here, so that's unfortunate for her. But now, since we've seen already one mercenary camp taken top side, we see the second one attacked by Rexxar, and they could push through that too. Talking camps down at the bottom of the map, another one, and with this, they could actually start to pressure now. Try and make a bit of a play. Rexxar has also not fallen yet. I mean, we're gonna keep tabs a little bit on how far he goes. He's currently sitting at 200 extra hit points for himself and Misha, which isn't too bad. But obviously you need to survive a little bit longer to make it happen. Level 7 talents, and there's Calamity. Nice. I'm always terrified. I'm seriously terrified every time we cast Division 7 or Division 6 for someone to go on fully into an orb build, which is just garbage. But yeah. With that now, again, Burn Flesh. So I want to see if he sticks with that Living Bomb mishmash that he went for in game number 1, or if this time we're actually going to see Pyromania go to level 13. More importantly, I want to see if Leap comes through on Sonya. If that's going to be some heavy engage setup where they try to leap into a Flame Strike and stuff like this, that would be interesting to see. As we're talking about it, there we go. We have currently at the top the attack happening that I talked about earlier with the camp. At the bottom it was already defeated. Now an opportunity to maybe even take the Dragon Knight for the red team. And they're definitely sitting a little bit better in this game than they did in game number 1. I mean, we're currently looking at a slight leading experience. They're also all moving into the middle, and ooh, Garrosh gets wrecked. Immediately taken down here. No chance for him, to be honest, and it seems like Sonya is going to follow him, so that's an easy double kill for them. At the top, the fight is still ongoing too, but Rexxar moves away. He has to be careful and protect those extra hit points that he has. He's sitting at an additional 370 now. So a pretty solid hit point pool that he can obviously enlarge if he just waits it out. Again, positions taken. Down here, Adrax is already sitting tight. And tries with a Flame Strike, but Soft Ice did not move in, so no damage on Li Ming now. But she herself can maybe now fight for the position. Sonya went full spin to win, by the way. So level 4, level 7, all whirlwind talents for her now. There's still camps being taken here. Rhaegar not really helping out too much with that. Could even just like jump over here, drop a lightning shield, and then move away again. It's still the fight for the first Dragon Knight in the game. No team has taken one yet. Ah, full on Misha setup. Nice. Bestial Wrath. Not something that you will see on the higher level of play, but in Division 6 and Division 7, the faith in Misha is endless. It knows no bounds. So with that, they're trying to make our little bear a little bit more powerful here. And I like that. There's a lot of trust here. And it's not impossible for Misha to get a good setup here. Bear with me. Maybe the kill against Kel'Thas. And an unbearable situation turns into a win for Team Perdicus as they easily take the kill against Kel'Thas, push the rest back, and also claim the bottom shrine. Nicely done. Top side though, Nova solo lane. If you find yourself in that spot where Nova solo lanes, you know that something went horribly wrong. And Nova is already sitting there pinging the rest of the team probably and saying like, boys, I don't like this. What the fuck am I doing up here at the top? Does anybody really think I got the wave play here to deal with that situation? Someone come the hell top side and relieve me. So, with level 10 on both sides now, we have Khaldor still hesitating a bit. Sonya actually going down, killed by Nova. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, what? Did she just solo Sonya? I mean, that's something that if I'm on Sonya's team, I would probably just tell her that even in a year or two. It's like, damn, son. In comes the Dragon Knight, already taken, but yeah, the triple tap kill over here. That in and of itself is already a little bit of a meme, and Sonya's just sitting tight and saying like, if I just had taken Leap, I could have leapt out of this one. Khaldor's, by the way, still making the strategic choice on level 10. He still doesn't know what to do here. The Pyroblast in the last game netted him, I think, 1 kill in total. And now the big question, Phoenix or no Phoenix? Team is probably advocating for the proper talent and says like, dude, take Phoenix, dude, just take it. He's like, but Pyroblast. It's like, they have Rhaegar, they have a shield on 13, they have an Ancestral, they have Johanna, they have too much, take the Phoenix. He's like, but I like Pyroblast. He gets his ass kicked a little bit as he's still trying to ponder what talent is the better choice here. Level 13 is now ready too. Garrosh gets taken apart by Rhaegar as the little doggy gets some value. And at the same time, the doggy could go for the shield. Khaldor's still reading the fine print here, trying to figure out what's going on here. It's like, yeah, I'm not sure what to do now. But there we have it. 1 kill against 6. Blue team is behind. By quite a bit, I might add. Also, yeah, a little bit of a defense at the bot lane. Ults usually are helpful in those fights. That's a nice rotation that Sonya definitely didn't see coming. Greymane knew what's happening, but he still can't dodge out on it, so he's dead too. Rexa by now on 800 additional hit points for himself and Misha. And we're already on level 12.5, and Khaldor has still not made a choice. Khaldor is still sitting there, it's like, but there's so many choices, like what to do? It's like, I can't decide. It's like, can somebody help me? Like, he's reading guides on websites, watching videos, and it's like, I'm still on the fence, boys. I still can't decide. Like, you need to give me a little bit more time here. Team is yelling, screaming, and he's just like, but Pyroblast. Alright, the attack at the top might even let them afford in the long run, but 2 have already been taken down. It's pretty much so far a complete mirror from, well, it's actually the complete opposite from last game. Alright, I've seen this movie before, by the way. The level 10 and level 13 talents not taken. He's going for the next camp here, and he's and they lose it. Oh, it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. Oh, this is great. This is absolutely great. Johanna and also Misha, by the way, both with the Holy Fury and the Wildfire Bear. So, it is beautiful. At least some players on the red team, on the blue team, are now deciding to take talents. Not all of them, though. Some are still resilient. We have Messiah's already trying to rush away. Garrosh is gonna die. Yep, indeed he does. And Khaldor still doesn't have a talent. He's still sitting there. He's like, no, I can't decide. Like, dude, we are the 13, finally! Look at this, finally we have Phoenix taken. I mean, he could have used Phoenix already twice for the defense and didn't do it, so that's 0 value right there. And I don't understand this Fission Bomb pick. If you want to pick Fission Bomb into a Living Bomb build, then make the level 7 adjustment. Like, why go for Burned Flesh if you plan to go into a Living Bomb build in the first place? I mean, doesn't really make too much sense. Usually you would go for Pyromaniac, but now we have 9 kills against 1, 16 against 14, and well, 4 complete talents after level 10, and Khaldor hasn't used his ult once. Oh god. Yeah, Lacto at this point is also just getting his ass kicked and handed to him. Sonya goes down again. The only one on the blue team that hasn't died yet is Ana. And they go into the Bridge of Death, apparently not afraid of funneling into that choke point. Well, and as I say, they decide against it and stay, alright, let's go into the middle instead. Might be the smarter choice for us right now. And I agree with that. It's definitely the better play for them at this point. So they're gonna try and make their play here. 1 against 10. A little bit of an ass kicking by the Dragon as he comes in for the big punt. So the wall is down. I don't think they can get the keep though. I mean, Sonya's down. It's a 5 versus 4 and you have a talent advantage, but I don't think they can push this just yet. Still pretty early in the game, so it's not like the Dragon Knight does an insane amount of damage. Don't get me wrong, that bad boy hurts, but he is not completely demolishing people just yet. Talking about demolishing people, looks like Messiahs here is trying to get demolished too. You can keep the Dragon Life, by the way, just alive in the backline for a long time and use the Fire Breath only against minion waves. That's absolute legit. Nova maybe with another hit here. 22,000 damage for her so far. And they're actually getting at least some pressure onto this. Also, talking about Misha, 1,200 extra hit points. Misha herself is at 4,800 HP. Pretty much the same as Rexa right now. It's pretty tanky. If you compare that to Jojo, Jojo is only 500 ahead. And that's of course a single against double setup. So, yeah. 16 talents now soon ready for the red team, as the blue team, my bad. So that might be something where they have a bit of a chance to come back into this. But, yeah. If they pick talents. Ah, look at that. They actually do. Now we're seeing talents taken. By most of them. Garrett hasn't taken anything just yet. He's still waiting. Debating the finer nuances of his choices. Sonya, of course, has now a lot more survivability too, since she went into Nerves of Steel. Ignore Pain on 20 would emphasize this even more. But yeah. There's our little setup, a little bit of a push at the bot lane. Someone has to deal with that, and it seems like it's the job of Khaldor to make that happen. The damage output there, I mean, if you take a little bit of a look here, we currently have... Garrett on 6,000 damage. That's not really a lot. That's definitely not something to write home about. Dear mom, today I only did 6,000 damage. Less than Anna. Oh, he's doing less damage than Granny. Oh, poor Garrosh. I feel a little bit sorry for him. Anna comes in and is like, dude, what do you want from me? I have more damage than you. Oh, it's fantastic. I don't really think this is one of his main characters, to be fair. Yeah, he eats the damage from Nova immediately as he starts to move in here. But let's go. Garrosh at the front together with Johanna. A little bit of a battle, but look who's in the middle. Yeah, Misha joins Rexa in the Dragon Knight. They're still fighting at the bottom though, and the blue team is actually losing a 5 versus 4 here, I might add, as Rexa and the Dragon Knight are making their way towards the top. So if they already split, then the rest of the red team should stay bot lane, which is, I think, what they are going to do here. So at this point, Lacto move top side, Dragon Knight is trying to break through here, everybody else is still sitting at the bottom of the map going for the keep. They have level 20 talents, Tal Rushers is already taken, and there we go. Another quick hit. This keep is definitely going to fall. Dragon Knight is already bailing out at the top side, but the keep, they can't save it. No way for them to do anything about that. So, yeah, good start here, and I think they're going to try and walk away with 2 keeps down. As they're moving into the middle, wall is obviously already open. That's a good chance to take the second one down. The level 20 talents give them an opportunity to even end the game if they just get a kill. Complete reversal from game number 1. This is more and more like, yeah, spread the love, baby. Spread the love. I have a living bomb. You have a living bomb. Everybody has a living bomb. Okay. So, over here. Ancestral. Okay, Ancestral is in. Rexa is now sitting at 1,600 bonus HP. 1,600. Pretty bonkers. 5,600 in total. Jojo is sitting on 5,700, so it's not going to take too much longer for Rexa to even eclipse her. Level 20 talents are in, and there it is, the fast reload. I think she killed 1 hero so far with that ult, so not sure if that's really worth it. Rexa, by the way, goes into the Frenzy of Khaldor on his 20. And yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty much ready to dominate on the macro level now. The bot lane and the mid lane are both getting pushed by catapults continuously, so that's not going to be a problem. And at the bottom of the map, Greymane moves out, tries to defend this. If he goes out too far, then he might actually die. But the rest of the team is flanking into it. Alright. They're starting to come in here. Khaldor with the attempt to force a fight. I don't know why they're trying to force a fight. Like, why on God's green earth are they trying to force a fight? Are you guys drunk? You are on 18. They're on 20. What are you doing? They're actually going in. Is this how you fight?
Nope.
No, it's not. That's not how you're gonna do it. You're trying to get level 20 and then you fight. Oh my god. They get actually wrecked. 2 down. Nova gets the kills over here. And there's the triple. Full-on quad kill. And that's that. God, I could get so mad at this point. This is not how you do that. No! 9! You count to 5. If they are 5, you count to 5 and then you fight. But you also have to make sure that you first and foremost have level 20. The same talent level. Didn't get that and now they get wrecked. That is game as we have a tie in the series. Heading into game number 3. The conclusion in this Division 6 series. Game number 3! Yeah, the game deserves a final map. One game is stomped by Protector Nexus, the other game, the second one, is where Team Ferdicus excels. And now we have the third map, Tomb of the Spider Queen. And on the left side, Skylor on Lucio, Mexias on Mal'Ganis, Andraxis on Kel'Thas, Lacton Ragnaros, and Gunnar on Vala. I think this is pretty much the exact same lineup they had in game number 1, if I'm not mistaken, with the exception of Johanna being swapped out for Mal'Ganis. But let's see what they can do in this game, because we have a bit of a different setup now for Team Ferdicus. They play with Soft Eyes on Zarya, Rurzi on Rhaegar, Mana on ETC, Soikotea on Varian, and Iklash on Phoenix. It's a little bit of a weird lineup. I mean, as the only damage dealer from the backline to go there straight for Phoenix is a little bit odd to say. There was an... oh my god. Oh, that doesn't bode well for the level 4 talent. High King's Quest already claimed here. Again, it's all about the taunt normally. I gotta admit that with this setup that they're running right now, taunt might not be the best option. Honestly, they should have drafted additional damage dealer if they really want to play this. But having a setup with Zarya plus Varian in the spot, I think we're going to get some meme stuff here. I would be very surprised to see Taunt here. With Taunt, you need burst damage. They don't have that burst damage. They only have the auto attack in form of Phoenix and, of course, the abilities that he brings to the table. But this is going to be rough. And that was a clutch kill there at the end. Alright, so here we go. That's a quick kill on that end. Also, with that said, I'm intrigued to see what Khaldor is going to do. He held back his heroic ability until level 14 in the last game. In the first one, I can't even remember what it was. Something... yeah, it should have been the same, honestly. I mean, he didn't pick a level 13 talent before he picked level 10, so that might actually be the case. Got to see how that works out for him, but yeah. It could be a hot one. Could be an interesting game. The lead goes to the red team. They have a slight advantage through the kill. Nothing crazy, but now they're also opting to get the Siege Giants at the bottom of the map. Turn-in's not really happening just now, just the first gems getting accumulated here. And, well, let's see. A little bit of a sleep setup. But they really like their Khaldors. It's kind of telling, though, that despite the fact that they picked now Khaldors in all those games, that the red team was never really tempted to ban Khaldors out. They just said, like, yeah, let him play it. It's fine. Let him play it. That's the guy that doesn't pick it old. That's good. So, yeah. I'm taking bets at this point which heroic ability is being taken here. But given that there's shields from Rhaegar, from Zarya, and then also, of course, protected, it would be insane if he goes into flames, into Pyroblast here again. And it is the Twin Blades of Fury!
Oh, hell no!
Okay, we're going full on memes at this point. Oh, Meme Blade City. Stack your stuns, baby, and try and lock him down. Khaldor with the Gravity Labs has to definitely try and control Varian once that becomes the thing. Then we have also Vala, who should probably try and play a bit around her own stun on level 10. There's a kill against Rhaegar, though, so that's nice. Gets the kill against him in. And equalizes the kill score. But yeah, this is going to be an all-out Varian war now, where he's going to be supported by Zarya as much as they can. But it's going to be more than a little bit memey here. But they need to focus Varian in these fights. And this is something that, well, granted, lacks oftentimes at the lower levels. But focus is going to be everything against Varian. You need to try and burn him down, control him with CC. Sulfuros would probably not be a bad option here either. Especially if they can set it up with either the Rain of Vengeance, maybe a Gravity Lapse, or also Mal'Ganis himself. Top side, a bit of aggression against Baby Ragnaros. Baby Ragnaros, of course, best Ragnaros. The only baby that he is inferior to is Baby Yoda. Mandalorian, still absolutely amazing. If you haven't checked it out, then definitely do. It kind of restored my faith into Star Wars a little bit after the shit show that was the Last Jedi. So, yeah, you should definitely have a look at that if you haven't yet, which most people obviously did, but still, just saying. Yeah, and with that, let's see what else we're gonna get. Varian obviously is looking for fights right now. He was always a little bit of a beefy boy. He's trying to do that now too. So far, soloing the top and the middle. Also have 10 stacks now for Zarya. 10 for her at this point. And Ragnaros chasing down Varian. Varian is on the run, man. What is better than one sword? Two swords! At least when you're in Varian land. Yeah, and here comes the repeating arrow. Vala likes her build. Continues with that. Obviously Varian at this point with the second wind here. And interestingly enough, on level 7 we don't see the additional particle grenade build. No! After Demolition's Expert we now have the explosive barrier taken. With Varian, if your entire hope is that Varian is going to destroy the blue team later on, that might make a little bit of sense. But of course it takes a bit more of away from what Zarya herself can do. But since Varian is going to be attempting to be in the thick of things all the time, it might be a good one. Time to read talents again. Mal'Ganis is sitting there like, so what does this hero do? And checks him out. It's like, wait a second, do I have another talent that has the same color? Can I take that? Can I take that? Can I go for the easy route? Talking about easy, that's an easy kill right here. Yep. One goes down, and that's ETC eliminated just as the Web Weavers push in. That's exactly what they need to do here. Nicely done. Now they have an opportunity to push through the wall and maybe even get the fountain. I don't think that they have... Well, actually, I don't think they can take the fort, but no matter what they're going to accomplish here, they will definitely do some damage. That's actually way more damage than they should have done here already. Taking the fort down, taking the fountain down. Oh, sorry, the fountain and the gate down is pretty awesome, and the fort has lost a huge chunk of HP too. So that's about as good as it gets here. Slight advantage for them as well. And let's see what else we get here. Top side is already Lactose sitting tight. Still soloing it pretty hard. I want level 10. I want to see what Kalthas takes. Come on, Andraxis. I believe in you. I believe in the Phoenix Pig.
Your world is upside down.
Okay. Where's our Varian? Well, there's Rhaegar. There's a slide. Bit of body blocking. But he gets out anyways. And the red team turns in. No interrupts, no nothing. Therefore, Web Weavers now also for Team Pferdekuss. And what did we get? Top side. Yeah, a little bit of an attempt to go for Varian. But already thwarted early on here. It's time for level 10. Come on, make it happen, baby. Daddy needs some heroics here. How much do we meme this time? I mean, we had it all. Judgment into Hinterland. We had Nova with triple tap. And now we get the Graviton Surge, of course. Yeah, that's the Warbringer. Let's go for the memes. Where's the level 10 for Kalthas? Oh, my apologies. It's only level 10 right now. He's obviously going to take it at level 30. But also the Lava Wave. Lava Wave top lane value as it burns down most of the lane. Web Weaver itself has not been... He actually goes for it. He went for the Pyroblast. Wrong choice, baby. Gets immediately lasered into the ground together with Lucio from the Planet Cracker. By the way, Planet Cracker. Oh, and it's fantastic. Vala at the bottom of the map is trying to defend against the Web Weaver only. Even that is going well. Oh god, it's brutal. I mean, Mosh Pit Planet Cracker and Graviton Surge Planet Cracker is obviously the idea here. But you gotta admire the consistency of the Pyroblast. I mean, just consider for... first of all, round of applause for him taking it at level 10. I know that wasn't easy for him. He wanted to wait until level 13, but we need to appreciate that. So he takes it early this time. But at the same time, consider what the opponent has. They have protection on Varian himself. They have, on top of that, the shields on Zarya, and they have the shields on Rhaegar. And I mean, I'm not saying they cannot win. This is obviously Division 6 against Division 6. So you might screw up. The question just is, does your opponent screw up more? But the blind faith into Pyroblast, given the amount of shields on the other side, is admirable. I gotta admit. So, in case the sarcasm didn't really tickle through here, Phoenix is, well, obviously still, generally speaking, the better choice, but even more so the better choice here, for all the reasons that I just pointed out. Why did you shield it? Don't slide away from it! Value!
Nope.
Oh, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And on 13, it's just going to get worse. On 13, Rhaegar is going to get a shield for himself. It's 12 versus 12. I mean, so far the game is still fairly even, and both teams are now looking at a turn-in. So it will be the third one, but it's going to be fun. Varian already top damage. Ah, look at it. Also at the same time dodging the lava wave. Fuck that. The burger already gets burned over here. Yep, ETC beefy as always, staying straight there. I was like, nope, not gonna move for this one. That lava wave's not worth it. Oh, glorious. Alright, there's the 13 now. With this, we're also getting the unstoppable competitor. That's obviously going to make it pretty easy for Varian to give a little bit more ham. He went straight after 10 also in the Juggernaut. Quest completed as Lucio kills Rhaegar. And again, the Fission Bomb on level 13 for Khaldor. Okay. Let's see. There's the shield, by the way. There's the shield. Pyroblast on a 10-second cooldown, by the way. Just saying. We get another Pyroblast in a second, I swear. 13 talents on both sides. A little bit of talent reading is going on as usual. 3 kills against 4 now. And the opportunity to get a little bit more work here. Up to the top. Push that out. Get a little bit of pressure going. Send someone mid lane to take the fort down finally with the Web Weavers. Bot lane is pretty much already taken apart. Saving this is a bit of a waste of time in my opinion. I don't really know what they want to do here because as soon as someone moves down, it's taken anyways. So instead they're abandoning the top lane and leave it up to Khaldor. The problem is that if they burn that down quickly, he's dead. Like, he's dead now. Where's that power slide when you need it? Oh, please don't tell me he's getting away. No, 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 of course not. Well, they're trying to get some damage in. Party time! Double kill. Where's the Pyroblast? Come on, baby. Come on, come on. I need the Pyroblast right now. He's thinking about it. He wants it. You know he wants it. No, unfortunately not. Okay, no Pyroblast. But a fantastic Planet Cracker that led to 2 kills. Quest is also complete on level 1, so the High King is in the house. Bot lane pressure, fort has obviously fallen, so they lost every single fort on the map. So the entire outer side is already taken apart. Now we're going straight through the middle again from the red team's perspective. Phoenix has taken over the top damage. Nobody's holding a candle to Vala and Ragnaros on the other side. But there's another one, and ETC, he has already proven earlier that he's resilient to dodge. That's a Pyroblast, yeah! I mean, at this point, you can either argue that it gave them value, or you can argue that with 5 heroes chasing him down, that's a wasted cooldown because he would have died anyways. But either way, let's be a little bit charitable today and say like that without the Pyroblast, Rhaegar would have obviously survived. So it's only the Pyroblast that led to the kill. Let's be charitable here. But they get the kills. So all memes aside, they got the 2 kills. So now they are also able to take the boss and then hopefully push with that boss and get a turn in. Both is definitely possible. Yeah, get the turn in, push with the boss and get a little bit of damage going here. Khaldor is getting this, alright. So that should be an easy fort for them. Can pressure through. People are moving away from the boss. I don't really know why that's happening, but yeah, they should definitely go for it right now. Level 16 talents give us Ignite again. I don't know why they are moving away from this. Guys, you have a boss. I'm not quite sure if you didn't realize that, but that fat thing that's moving to the top lane, that's a boss, and it helps you. Solo mosh pit, yeah. Led to a kill, hashtag worth it. I mean, he got caught, he gets moshed, he parties, and he goes down. I always knew that Khaldor was a bit of lightweight and couldn't really party with ETC, but now we have proof. So he's dead, and yeah, so I'm not quite sure what happened there. They never really completed the turn-in, they didn't push with the boss, so Protector Nexus had the chance to go for a massive offensive against the red team, and then they decided to abandon the boss, let the opponent defend it for free, and not turn in. Ingenious tactic. Nobody saw it coming. It was a big surprise to everybody.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Exactly. You think they're going for the objective? You think they're going for the boss push? No, they're not. But they're going for the lava wave again. And we all know how ETC thinks about lava waves. Well, at this point, he had a shield. So this time nothing happened. Oh, can he party again? No, not this time. Alright. He can, on the other hand, die though, but the Ancestral on point. Little doggy is doing some work here. I like it. Good stuff. No level 16 for Malganas yet. But 5 kills against 8. Oh, it's glorious. Okay, now both teams can turn in. Red team has enough gems to also complete a turn in. It's 17 versus 17. This team is still holding on to every single fort, I might add. So there's no catapults pushing against them. They have the catapult advantage. They have the macro advantage. They have another web weaver wave. They can go for keeps now. And let's go. Everybody's just waiting. It still tilts me that they didn't push for the boss. Why do you just take the boss? Where's the fun in that? Guys, you always need to try and push with these things. Or you go on the other side of the map and push there and create two points of pressure. Something like that. But it's just like, do something with it. Play your advantages. Ragnaros. Alrighty. Khaldor has Pyroblast, just saying. There's a defense set up. And they're poking around a little bit. ETC has the mosh pit ready, and I tell you one thing. Planet Cracker's up. We can see a little bit more as we had earlier. And the last time, it led to a double kill. So now they, instead of going top side, they go bottom of the map. Okay, so they're splitting this a little bit. I would have done the exact opposite. Occupy top side where the bottom pushes. Now that was an easy defense at the top, so I'm not quite sure exactly, but still. There's again Ragnaros with the defense, and it can be pretty useful. He's going for the defense here, but they get some damage in. ETC wanted to go for the mosh, but it doesn't even get interrupted. He gets shut down quickly. And now it's all about the retreat here. Blue team defends, and red team just says bye-bye and leaves. Wants to wait for level 20 apparently. Okay, so with level 20 talents, they could definitely do something, but their turn-in didn't do anything. I mean, let's face it. When all said and done, what did the turn-in do? Take a keep down? No. Maybe destroy a turret or two. But outside of that, nothing really. So right now, still a single gem missing for the blue team to get their turn-in. The one that they could have taken earlier, which they flat out denied. Now they have a chance to pull that off, but not really looking likely. Come on, come on. There's the opportunity. They are very resilient to this. If they would have taken it earlier, they could have gotten it before 20. There it is. But the sound barrier saves him. Sound barrier saves that. The Ancestral saved Zarya. Variant does what Twin Blades Variant do. They meme around. So he's just soloing the camp. He's like, boys, look at this. I can solo everything. Not helping in the team fight though. But they're still not turning in. I can only assume that their thought process, if there was one, was to say, listen, if we take our...
Nine.
I was just about to say that thought process might have been to not turn in before the opponent hits 20 so that they can't have a free defense against the turn in. And just as I want to say that and want to say if they had turned in immediately, that wouldn't have been a problem. They turn in at exactly the moment when their opponent takes the Storm Talent. You can't make this shit up. Now it's a full-on freebie defense. They didn't turn in earlier when they had a boss pushing. They didn't turn in when they were on even talents with their opponent, but they turn in the second that their opponent has level 20 and can defend for free. You can't make this up. Love it. Yeah, guys, again, make sure that you turn in when you can push with it, when you have even talents, same amount of heroes on the map, unless you need to buy yourself time for defense or something. But yeah, that was a bit of a waste to turn in. So yeah, always think these things through. Push with bosses when you have them, or create a second point of pressure somewhere on the map. Get the turn in together with it. Try to put as much pressure onto your opponent as you can, and really also win a game outside of team fights, especially when you're already ahead. The game is yours. And there is like one wave after another from Ragnaros now. Where's his damage actually at this point? I mean, he's looking at 205,000 siege damage now. That's obviously also proper timing for Ragnaros wave, since you want to do that just before, was just so that he catches one additional wave spawning at the core. So yeah, you have to time that properly around them up at the top. Waves always spawn at the same moments, so you can definitely time that. Depends a little bit on the map, there's small differences, but if you play Ragnaros a lot, it's something you should pay attention to. Vala is the only one that hasn't died yet on the blue team, and blue team gets a second turn in. They had enough gems for 2, so now they have a double turn in. Vala is actually going into the cooldown reduction again. Again, don't do that. Farfly Quiver is just way better to keep you alive. Varian wants a kill, doesn't get it there. And Vala moves in. They didn't see that coming. I didn't see it coming either. But yeah, the surprise factor here was the only thing that kept her alive, I want to say. Okay, now we have another push. This time the top 4 is finally going to fall, so some structural value will be had. ETC moves away. No living bomb spread this time. Gotta appreciate that already. There's a push at the bottom of the map with Vala, so they're gonna get that 4-2. Top lane is getting even heavier pressure. Look at this, by the way. This is not running to do anything. This is taking out a single minion wave. 1 minion wave. That's all that this took down. So you don't necessarily have to use them on cooldown. Use them a little bit sparsely. That's a bad spot to fight right now. Holy shit. What a trade from Ragnaros. It doesn't get better than that. That is a slaughter. Zarya down, and that is a triple kill right off the bat, with them now going in straight on for Varian. He's dead too. Pyroblast value. And they can push to the bottom. That should be game. I wouldn't even waste my time with bot lane. You can still go straight for the core, and that's exactly what they do. What a horrible decision to fight here by the red team. They fight right underneath Ragnaros, and they had the chance to even interrupt him, and they didn't. They let the Molten Core go through, and that destroys them. What a series and what a game. GG, protect the Nexus with a 2-1 victory against Team Perdicus.